Good morning. I am so glad that you're here. Thank you for everyone showing up who is going to participate. I am absolutely honored to have you here. I'm just going to get some settings here corrected so that I can go live and see who's participating and who's playing. So thank you for being here. I'm absolutely honored. We're going to clear some really interesting things today. Some stuff that has come up for me the last week that really disturbed my peace of mind. And the energies are around conflict and confrontation. And sometimes this stuff comes right out of the blue, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes you can feel it building, which is kind of interesting. So I'd love to hear, if you're willing to, and you're watching this, what are some of the ways that conflict shows up in your life, and where it's been, how it's been received, what it looks like. I'm going to say hi to everybody who's coming on, but tell, if you will, type in the chat what types of conflict you're experiencing, and whether it's world conflict, that we're seeing on the news, whether it's, the confrontation that happens between you and a friend or you and a stranger, or, if you're observing that conflict in other people. Sometimes you go to the store and there's crazy stuff that's going on there. Or one of the places that we're really seeing this is when people are flying and they don't want to comply with a certain energy, or they get really triggered by other people on the plane. So what is it that is running for you that is about conflict? And it may also be that inner conflict. Where are you conflicted inside and at war with yourself? Where do you confront yourself? How do you confront yourself daily? I'm fat, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm fill in the blank. What is that energy? And no judgment, just observe. Let's give the intention to prep to work. We're going to clear all of the non-beneficial frequencies that have been surrounding us. We're going to put up space around this broadcast today, this healing circle. And again, no judgment. What I have noticed is that judgment often precedes conflict and confrontation. So where are we judging ourselves? Where are we judging others? Where are we comparing ourselves to others that's creating that conflict? That's kind of a big one, isn't it? So close your eyes, drop down into your body, get really centered, and allow this energy of conflict and judgment and confrontation to pull up from within. Whew. Yeah, awesome, awesome. Okay, says she's experienced conflict between neighbors, two different neighbors and different sets of neighbors. Neighborhoods can be highly charged. Somebody wants something, somebody doesn't want something. We have judgment about other people's children, how things are done, if the yard is mowed. Woo, if it's not mowed, the noise, anyway, yeah. Neighborhoods can be a hotbed of conflict and contention. So all that is, let's pull it up and out, which is huge. And it's those little microcosms that are showing up in our outer world, in the macrocosm. And again, let's just release the judgment. And anywhere that the conflict, we've got the conflict, I used to speak English once, anywhere that we've got the conflict inside, that's kind of undermining our relationships and underlying some of the outer conflicts that we're seeing. Let's just bring awareness to this. No judgment, absolutely no judgment. Just allow it to come up and out Whew. Just feel it bubble up like champagne bubbles in a glass, up and out. Let's put it all in that big blue cosmic dumpster so that we are, there you go. So we can recycle it into something more positive, allowing ourselves to feel peaceful, centered, even empowered. What are all of the ways that you can consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, anti-consciously release judgment that leads to inner conflict and outer conflict? Anywhere that we have been judged, maybe even attacked, verbally or physically, it's a big deal. Let's clear, transform, flash burn, purify, and sterilize all of this energy out of our bodies, our energy bodies, our souls, our entire beings, throughout our systems, our egos and their systems, our mitochondria, all of their generations and all of their systems, throughout all of our generations and their systems, throughout our proteins, environments, associations, and entanglements, throughout our personal and the collective consciousness, subconsciousness, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, throughout all personal, planetary, and universal core operating systems, throughout all of our bacteria, fungi, proteins, viruses, there we go. Parasites, contaminants, contagions, pathogens, prions, the protozoa, and releasing those organisms that are not in our best interests, that are not symbiotic or that may be destructive, so that the symbiotic and healthy organisms can support us. There we go. How are we in conflict with our bodies? And with our own health, or maybe with the organisms within us, so that we can release that conflict and to heal at every cellular level. Let's clear these energies out of our DNAs, RNAs, chromosomes, genes, all of the trailers. And bring in the essence of peace and love, prosperity. Let's clear, transform, flash burn, purify, and sterilize all of those negative frequencies and everything they represent. Back to and through each of its sources, purify and flash burn the sources so they never existed to begin with. And now let's bring in peace, peacefulness, clarity. Let's bring in the energies of positive influence and creativity, creative ways to resolve the judgment and the conflict and so we don't end up in confrontation that escalates. Let's bring in acceptance and self-acceptance. Let's bring in download and receive and allow inspired action, appreciation, approval, and self-approval, especially self-approval. Let's bring in the essences of bounty and bliss, of calmness, comfort, certainty. Let's download, infuse, and receive positive collaboration and cooperation, a constructiveness, so that we are building relationships instead of blowing them up. Let's download consciousness, contribution, receiving the contribution, being the contribution. Let's download courtesy, courage, and bravery, because it takes an enormous amount of courage to say, I'm not going to engage. This isn't worth it to me. My peace of mind, my inner well-being is far more important to me than any conflict. Let's download the essence of creativity, decisiveness, and desire. The essence of ease and flow, joy, jubilation, laughter, life, and love. Because you can't be in conflict if you're in love. Exactly. That's exactly it. Let's download expansiveness, forgiveness, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and financial freedom. Let's download and receive goodness and goodwill, and graciousness, hope, gratitude, hospitality, receiving and giving that hospitality to ourselves and one another, and the impeccability in how we interact with others. What can we improve? How can we do better? And the forgiveness if we've caused something to ourselves or others. So, and how can that be resolved in a positive way? Let's download innocence and inspiration, that mastery and self-mastery. Let's download and receive optimism, prosperity, respect for ourselves and others and from others towards us, feeling and being safe and secure, and an essence of sincerity. That sincerity of acknowledging how we feel, taking responsibility for our emotions, our self-mastery, and the acknowledgement that we're human. We have these feelings. Where is it that we feel out of alignment? And how can that be resolved? Let's download special skill sets to resolve conflict and confrontation. Woo. Let's download the sweetness of life and the synergy that happens when we are in flow. Let's download thriving, tranquility, being valued and valuable, and welcomed. Welcoming to others and being welcomed by others. And the wonderment of what we can create when we're in that peaceful place. Let's download any other quantum source-like frequencies that may not have been said, but that are necessary or required for you specifically. Let's download, infuse, implement, and integrate all of these frequencies and everything they represent, clearing and removing all old limiting patterns and programs, replacing with these new frequencies and everything they represent at all levels, layers, and depths of our being. Take a breath in. And just receive. Receive the frequencies, those higher frequencies, filling every cell, every molecule, every atom and subatomic particle of body, mind, soul, and being. Filling and infusing your bones, tendons, muscles, ligaments, tissues, and fascia, flowing through your bloodstream, your central and peripheral nervous systems, all of the neural networks in your brain and spinal column, throughout all of the organs and glands, and filling you so completely that this light, these higher frequencies, can no longer be fully contained by your body, so that they're emanating out into the world, connecting with the other people, places, circumstances, events, and things that are fully aligned with who you are. And then let's activate, synchronize, harmonize, and optimize these frequencies, anchoring them in as functional skill sets and as all new operating systems. Take a deep breath in and release. Lift your shoulders, stretch your body, allow these energies to infuse fully into your being. And thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to take a minute here to invite you to my new program that starts next Tuesday after the Tuesday clearings. We're taking a deep dive into all of the energies that have been activated over the last 2 years and more. and how they've created conflict, confrontation, all of the negative frequencies that we've all the traumas that have been activated over these last 2 years. There's a lot of generational things that got activated. Things like old plagues, the energies of the old plagues and deprivations and war and trauma. There's so much, and we're going to go into a really deep dive in this particular program. I'm calling it Clearing the Quarantine Crazy, which is, I thought it was kind of a fun name. But I will put the link below for you to learn more about it. I've got an early bird special going on until tomorrow at midnight Mountain Time. There's several bonuses along with that early bird special, and if you need a payment plan, I have that as well. So thank you for listening. I'll put that link in below, and I really invite you to join me. It's limited to only 15 people, and so it's going to be a very small, very intimate class where we can really research and do some really fun things. So I look forward to having you in the class. Thank you for being here, and I will see you a little bit later. Take care. Bye-bye.